Hello, everybody who's watching this. You finished the 30-day meditation challenge. Such a big well done from me to you. Congratulations. Whether you did every single day or whether you're still about halfway through or whether you're still on day one, just a congratulations for starting and a big encouragement to keep going if you are still going. I wanted to record you a little video, even if you are still working your way through it, just to answer the final questions that I've got and to give you a little bit of guidance on how to move forward after this challenge is finished. And also to say thank you for taking part in my challenge, because it's been really, really lovely, and everyone who's emailed me to let me know how you've got on, I really, really appreciate you reaching out. Reading those emails mean the world to me, because I put a lot of love into the meditation, so it's really nice to hear that you have enjoyed them. So I'll start with the questions, because that is a good place to start. The first question is I got from a few people, so I'll just summarize. I'm only into day 6. What do I do? Are the meditations still going to be available? Yes, absolutely. I would never cut you off like that. The whole 30-day challenge is going to be available forever on my YouTube channel, and I'll put the link under this video. And on the same YouTube channel is my previous 30-day challenge that I did last year. So if you finish the challenge and want to start something else, then that would be a really good place to continue. But yeah, the meditations will always be available on my YouTube channel, and you can always dip back into them or start the challenge again whenever you need. Okay, the second question from someone was, I found that doing these meditations, a lot of sadness can come up. What do I do in that situation? So that's such a common experience, particularly doing meditations that we've been doing around acceptance and love and really tapping into some of those core wounds that we all have. And in the meditation literature, what this calls when sadness or anger or negative negative emotions arise, it's called backdraft. And what that essentially refers to is, in our lives, we very rarely stop to really take stock of what's going on inside us. We move on from past hurts quickly. We bury things because we don't want to deal with them. So when we move into doing a practice like meditation, and we really have to sit in silence and in stillness with what is inside us, often what can happen is we just get this flood of all of the emotions that have been lurking right at the bottom of our souls, covered in dust, and we're just like, oh my god, where did all this come from? So that's a really, really natural experience to have when you start meditating, and particularly when you start doing this kind of heart focused meditation. My advice for you, if that's happening, would really be to take it easy. Yes, it's amazing to kind of go deep into yourself and open those wounds, but it's also really, really wise to take that gently. Be careful, be gentle, be compassionate with yourself, and kind of, I guess, approach the path of meditation, I would say, as more of a gentle meander rather than a kind of stomping march into battle, because whilst that can be really effective, it can also be really, really difficult. So in my experience, if that's happening to you, I would say just slow down, maybe do less emotive meditations for a couple of days, and then revisit the stuff that's bringing up a lot of emotions for you. And then the third question is, and I love this question because I often ask myself the same one, how do I know which meditations to do on which days? That's a really good question, and I had to think about this one quite a lot, because there's not really a clear answer, because only you know yourself. But I did think about it, and I have an answer which I hope is as useful as can be. So when I started meditating, I really approached it very, very seriously. I was on a serious mission to kind of heal myself and come into the present moment and do this work. And that was great. But it meant that I was really thinking about meditation as a cause and effect. So I'm going to do this meditation and then I'll feel like this. Or if I'm feeling really self-critical, then I'll do a compassion meditation, then I'll feel more compassionate. And there's a lot of benefit to doing that because these meditations have been practiced in such ways for a reason. However, as I've kind of deepened into my meditation practice and matured as a meditator, I suppose you could say, I've started to see meditation less as a tool to yield a certain effect and much more as a playground. So I'll try and explain that. Meditation is really, in my opinion, a place for us to explore. So to explore, if I sit for 5 minutes in stillness and I'm a little bit uncomfortable, but I keep sitting, what does that feel like? What happens? When I change my critical voice to a compassionate voice, what does that feel like? What happens for me? When I say affirmations that affirm my worth, what happens when I do that? How do I feel? And it's really just this playground of kind of pulling these different levers and then reflecting on how it feels or just letting that be. But really this whole process of exploring, when I change the way that I think, when I change the way that I behave, what happens? Because the real gift of meditation is to move us from this place of autopilot, just doing all of these habitual things that most of the time aren't making us happy, into a place of consciousness where we start to see. If we can change the way we think, if we can change the way we behave, if we can change the way we see the world, maybe things might be different. So it's really this playground image that I found most useful because it means I can go into meditation and think, oh, if I do this, I wonder what's going to happen. And really approaching every meditation with a sense of curiosity and play, because I don't know, I could be feeling really self-critical and I do a compassionate meditation and it just makes me feel even more angry. So really it's just an exploration. There is no right meditation to do in whichever mood. I do appreciate though that a lot of the time people are coming to meditation because they're feeling particularly down or because life is really hard and they're facing genuine problems. And this idea of, just approach it with a sense of play and joy and happiness can be almost impossible if you're just not feeling there. And I totally feel that because when I started meditating, I was so miserable and down on myself and really unable to see joy in anything. And for someone to say to me, just be playful, just be happy, would have been so painful. So if that is the place that you're in, perhaps rather than seeing it as a playground, you can see it as just a space for you to step into and just try something different. You don't have to feel happy. You don't have to feel joyful. You don't have to explore, but you can give yourself this space to just try something different. So I hope that's helpful. And if you are in that space where you're feeling really down on yourself and you're feeling really miserable and you're unable to see joy, my urge to you would really be to just keep going with the meditation. It might not feel like it's doing anything in the immediacy, but I assure you that it is. And if you are having a hard time, then know that my thoughts and my heart goes out to you, and that I've felt possibly similar to what you're feeling now, and many people feel the same way, so you're really not alone. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you're having a particularly hard time with meditation, or indeed if you just want me to hold you in one of my meditations, to send love and kindness out to you. I'd be very delighted to do that. So those are the 3 questions that I had this week. And I'm really sad to leave you, so I'm trying to lengthen this video out, but I won't. I'll just let you go. And the one piece of guidance that I would leave you with would be to know that whatever you're experiencing is fine. Whoever you are is fine. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your meditation practice. There's never been anything wrong with you, and there's never been anything wrong with your meditation practice. You're just a person trying your best, just like the rest of us. Nobody really knows what they're doing. I certainly don't, and I've never met anyone who really does. So just as we approach meditation as this exploration, as a space to just experiment with what it feels like to be ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, to be still, I urge you to, as much as you can, approach life in the same way. Just an exploration. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be better. You don't have to achieve anything. We're just here, living to the best of our ability, trying to be good people, trying to have a good time, trying to be loving to those around us. And there's really nothing else that we need to do. So thank you again for taking part of this challenge with me. I've had a really lovely time. I'm here. If you need any support, just email me anytime, hello@holidayphillips.com. I've had a very digital spring, so I'm taking a few months off social media. So if you do want to get in touch with me, please email me, and I'll always get back to you. With that said, good luck with your meditation journey. Masses and masses of love from me to you. And I hope you have a beautiful day, week, month, and life.